So, Mr. Cantor, let me come back to you. She's very firm in her stance, and that's why I was asking what document you refer to, especially when you quote that sum of $1 million. Let me just ask, in your work, you mentioned your methodology included referring to existing document and conducting interviews. Was the Communications Ministry at any point reached out to for a response on this matter?
Well, my dear sister, thanks so much and for the good work you're doing, particularly amplifying our voice and getting some very important responses from government ministries, departments, and agencies. And I'm particularly very happy for the response from my elder sister, Esla, the Minister for Communications. And I'm so excited about the response. And exactly that is the reason why we set up this, to do this. And I think the first objective is being met. First of all, the minister categorically basically didn't deny that the companies so mentioned are not known to them. He did acknowledge that some of these companies did work for them.
She mentioned that she didn't know iQuint Technologies. That she did say.
Yes, but she mentioned one of them and said what they did for them was basically a corporate social responsibility.
Exactly.
Exactly, and said that every company, every individual was bringing their services and contributions. And this that we have done is actually our contribution to the COVID fight.
Yes, I understand, Mr. Canton. I mean, let's just, we don't have a lot of time, but I'm just asking specifically. You say that these companies that developed the apps were awarded a $1 million contract. And I'm asking you, she claims that is not true and that a PESWA wasn't paid to them. And I'm asking that in your entire work, getting these findings, it's only fair that you reach out to the agencies responsible for a response. And she claims that you didn't reach out to them. And I'm asking you that did you at any point reach out to the Communications Ministry to say, look, this is what we found in our work. Do you have a response? That's only fair in writing reports and doing assessments, isn't it?
You are exactly right. The COVID-19 value chain basically had to do with several ministries and agencies. We have a whole crack team that looked into this and interviewing different groups of people, reaching out to different agencies, analyzing different documentation. I can say that it is possible and highly likely that her agency or officials within her agency may have been contacted and information obtained from them, for which reason this has been captured in this report. She says that is not the case, but for me, that is the beauty of the discussion. What in essence and what we should look forward to is that she's a public agency, she's a minister, a senior public officer. Ours is to raise the red flags. It now behoves on our government to take action either by commissioning a special audit or something that will unravel all of these. She has said that we should bring out contract documents, we should bring out invoices. You know, those documents she referred to are exclusively within her domain to preserve. And it will take some additional effort by the state to uncover that. That is not our job. And that is not what we are set out to do. We are not a BNI or IOCO or an anti-corruption agency that is seeking to investigate a state agency and file cases in court and get them prosecuted. Ours is a citizens-led public advocacy organization.
All right.
And our focus is to raise the red flags. Okay. And that's what we have done.
Okay, I'll come back to wrap up this conversation with you, but let's listen to the Communications Minister again. So apart from focusing on the particular issue she has with your findings that's within her purview, she rubbishes the entire document.
I'm putting this group of researchers to strict proof and insist that they must justify the work that they have done, or we will use it as toilet paper, for that's the work that it has. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
How does that make you feel, Mr. Canton?
Very elated. Very, very elated. I'm so happy because, look, had it not been for this work, she would not speak to that issue and bring some bit of clarity to it. Now, we're looking at the bigger picture. We've not yet mentioned one issue, that's just one drop of it. So for me, the response that our minister has given, that is basically how we make government work for us. Our government work better for us if we are able to hold them to account for public services. And it's essentially our job as a civil society. We're not doing an investigation to prosecute people. We are raising red flags and concerns that are germane to the Ghanaian people. And for me, to get her response is the first step of addressing the issues that we are worried about.
But she says that these information that you put out are based on rumors.
Well, I would accept whatever she says. You know that as public policy advocates, sometimes we step on toes when you raise these hard issues that many are not comfortable talking about. Definitely you anger people and they will speak the way they want to feel. It's a free world. And that is the democracy we are building. So while civil society has the right to critique government, government equally has the right to critique civil society. And so for me, I'm very much elated about her responses. I am very happy, and I believe that is the kind of conversation that will produce the change that we want.
I appreciate
for us, and basically that's it.
I appreciate your time this morning. Salifu Kanton is Executive Director of the Community Development Alliance, and he's been talking to us about their report on strengthening COVID-19 accountability mechanisms.